was in the city, be back immediately to confiscate the monies. Fresh ground. Wow. My will. Send flowers, but you said you didn't receive. That girl is a real.
Psychological disorders are defined as patterns of behavior or mental processes that are connected with emotional distress or significant impairment in function.
They're unusual. Rarity and statistical deviance may be sufficient for behavior and mental processes to be labeled abnormal, but it helps. Only a few see things and hear things as Hickley did, and those behaviors are deemed disordered because of their bizarre quality. We must also consider the situation. Although many of us feel panic when we realize a term paper is due the next day, most of us do not have panic attacks out of the blue. Unpredictable panic attacks, thus of suggestive.
Individual's behavior is socially unacceptable. We must consider the cultural context of a behavior pattern in judging whether it is normal. For example, many in the United States admire women who are self-assertive, yet some Latin American, Asian American, and traditional European American groups may see outspoken women as being disrespectful and having personality problems.
They are self-defeating behavior or mental processes that cause misery rather than happiness and fulfillment may suggest psychological disorder. Those who have depressive disorders suffer a great deal. We might also note that chronic drinking is deemed to be abnormal because it threatens one's health and one's social and vocational life.
Behavior or mental process suggests faulty perception or interpretation of reality, then it might be a psychological disorder. If a behavior or mental process causes you to hallucinate or have an idea of persecution, then that is a sign that it could be a psychological disorder.
They can be dangerous. Behavior or mental processes that are hazardous to self or others may be considered suggestive or psychological disorders. People who threaten or attempt suicide may be considered abnormal.
They suggest severe personal distress. Anxiety, exaggerated fears, and other psychological states cause personal distress, and severe personal distress may be considered abnormal. William and Hinckley were in distress, although of course they victimized other people.
Personality disorder are defined as enduring patterns of maladaptive behavior that are sources of distress to an individual or others. There are all kinds of personality disorders. Our example, antisocial personality disorder, is the diagnosis given a person who is in frequent conflict with society, yet who is undeterred by punishment and experience little or no guilt.
Did you watch the game?
Yeah, bro, it was crazy. I know.
Yeah,
it was good.
Down to the wire. It was close.
Yeah, I know. Definitely.
Yeah, so I like
like
Yeah, that's all.
what team is sport?
Football. I can believe Cam Newton.
Mood disorders. A disturbance in expressed emotion, general involving excessive or inappropriate sadness or elation. There are many mood disorders. Our example is bipolar disorder, a disorder in which the mood alters between two extreme poles.
Hey, come on, man. Let's go to the movies. I got you a hot date.
No, bro.
She's really good looking, though. Come on, man.
No, I just want to sleep.
That'll be $5,000, please.
Problem. Thank you.
You have a nice day, sir.
Anxiety disorders are defined as disorders characterized by excessive worrying, fear, or losing control, nervousness, and an inability to relax. Some anxiety disorders are generalized anxiety disorder, panic disorder, phobias, obsessive compulsive disorder, and our example is post-traumatic stress disorder. When someone experiences a traumatic event that takes a toll on their psychological state, things like a natural disaster, combat, crime, terrorism, or the death of a family member can cause trauma and mess with a person's ability to adapt. It is harder for an individual to accept the traumatic event when dealing with a trauma disorder. Post-traumatic stress disorder is characterized by a quickened heartbeat and feelings of anxiety and helplessness that are caused by traumatic experience. The PTSD may occur months or years after an event. The experience is revisited in intrusive memories, recurrent dreams, and flashbacks. People with PTSD find it hard to enjoy life and typically have sleeping issues, irritable outbursts, a hard time concentrating, extreme vigilance, and increased startle response.